Hi, and welcome to your overview of your 7th grade math skills percent change and stock market project. This overview will give you a look at all of your project materials, as well as the websites and other resources you'll be using to complete this project in class. Use this video as you need it. If you are absent or at any point forget what you're supposed to be doing for the project, let this be your guide. First, you're going to look in Shared with Me for a 7th grade math skills folder. When you click on it, you want to open the subfolder called Percent Change Project. Here you will see several items that are numbered, 1, 2, 3, and then others that are called Extra Help. We will talk about those in a minute. First thing that you would want to do when you're getting started, and you may want to come back to this at different times throughout the project, is to click on number 1, Percent Change Project Links and Resources. Here you're going to find several links that will help you with your project. The first is the link to the video that you're watching right now, which will give you directions for the project. The next link will take you to a tutorial that shows you specifically how to work in Google Sheets to do percent changes with formulas. Next, you'll find a link to a website that you will use to find stock tickers for each of the stocks that you choose to investigate for part 1 of your project, and then a website that you will use to find stock prices. We'll look at all of these in a minute. Number 2 is the actual directions for the project. When you open this up the first time, you will follow the directions to make a copy of this document, like you've done many times before. In order to do that, you will click File and make a copy, and you're going to rename it with your last name, first name, and then percent change project, and then click OK. Please do not share it with the same people, otherwise it will be shared with the entire 7th grade. Now we're going to have our own project for our own use. That is exactly the same as the directions. We've already completed step 1, and we'll move on to step 2, which asks us to choose 5 different stocks from the following list. We've checked out all of these stocks, and we know that they will work for this project. If you choose the 5 stocks that you're going to use for this project, you'll have to do several things. First, you will use finance.yahoo.com to find the stock ticker for each stock. The ticker is an abbreviation used to help us understand the companies that we're going to be looking into to get information. Once we know the tickers, we can use the MarketWatch website to find the price of each stock on the dates listed here. January 5th, 2015, and August 10th, 2015. Just like the directions say, you will enter all of this data into the chart below. So let's try one, and we'll see what kind of information we find. If I choose Google, I would fill that in my chart, and now I have to find the stock ticker, which I will do by clicking on the Yahoo website. Once I get to the Yahoo website, I will simply search for Google in Yahoo Finance, and it will bring back an abbreviation in parentheses. That abbreviation right here is what we're looking for. That's the ticker. So now I'm going to go back and enter this into my sheet. Remember, I don't want the full name, I just want the ticker name. If you want, you can write it in all capital letters like it is done on the actual website. Next, I have to go and find the price of each of these stocks on a certain day. Using the MarketWatch website, I will now enter the ticker. I'm going to do these one at a time, and the date I am looking for. So the first one is January 5th, 2015. Once that gets pulled up, the important thing to remember is that we do not want to go with the biggest dollar amount in terms of the size of the font. We want to look for the closing price. So in this case, the closing price is $513.87. I'm going to go ahead and enter this in right here. Then I need to go and I need to find the price of this stock on August 10th, 2015. Enter that and press set, and now we'll see that the date changed. Closing price on August 10th was $633.73. Okay, so what you'll do is fill out your chart just like this, And by hand, with your math skills teacher, you will be calculating the equation. Moving on to number 6, when it's time, you will enter this information into a spreadsheet and have Google calculate the percent change. We're going to use a formula for this that is very close to the formula and equation that you would use by hand, where cell B2 equals the current price and A2 represents the earlier price. The video listed here can help you with this, but let's go ahead and give it a try. So let's say that I have this information here and now I'm ready to put it into a spreadsheet. I will go back to my drive and I'm going to create a new spreadsheet. I'm going to paste this information here. Remember, you can make your columns and rows wider or more narrow depending on what you need to do. Okay, so if I want a little more space here, I can also do that. I'm going to title this last name, first name, percent change spreadsheet. Okay, so now I need to find out what the percent change is. Now that I've got my information in my chart, I need to calculate the percent change. So let's go back to our directions, and we see we have a formula here. All formulas have to start with an equal sign. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Then we want some parentheses. And what we're going to do is start with, as it says in our directions, the current or more recent price. So our current or more recent price is cell D3, and we're going to subtract that with the older price. Put that in parentheses, divide by, with the slash key, the previous price, and press enter. Now this doesn't look like much that I need right here, so I'm going to click on the percentage sign, and that will give me the percent change for that particular stock. Here's a look at a quick tip that might help you get through your formulas a little bit more quickly. When I click on my first cell where I've used my formula, I notice a little blue square right there in the corner. When I put my cursor over it, it turns into almost like a crosshairs. I click and hold, then let go. The formula will be repeated for all the cells that I chose. All right, so now we've got our chart filled in. Let's go back to our directions. Part 2 asks us to think about a portfolio of stocks. A portfolio is almost like a folder where you've got different numbers of stock shares for each of the stocks we chose. So going back to our original chart here, these prices are the amount that someone would pay for one share in a company. So just one. But let's say we wanted to buy more than that. Let's say we wanted to buy 10 shares of each stock. We would have to multiply the number from our chart by 10. So part 2 asks you to calculate the value of your stock at January 5th prices and then the August 10th prices, and then calculate the entire percent change of that portfolio, which you can do using this chart to start with. Part 3 is a reflection that will ask you to think a little bit more deeply about this project. Good luck with your percent change project.